pollinators. This is Lauren, and we're here in the Botanical Garden. Why are pollinators important?
That's a great question, Gigi. So I see you have a pollinator right there. Pollinators are important because they visit flowers. They go from flower to flower, and when they do that, they help the flowers turn into seeds, and seeds make more plants. And we need plants, right?
Lauren, are pollinators endangered?
That's a great question. So there are a few pollinators that are endangered that they're listed on the endangered species list. So the endangered species list is a place where scientists have done research and they've decided that there's so few of a certain kind of plant or animal that we need to work really hard to protect it so it doesn't go extinct. So there are a few species of pollinators that are endangered, but even though they're not all listed on the Endangered Species Act, there are some pollinators that are in trouble, that they're not quite. We're seeing that there's less and less of lots of different kinds of pollinators, especially our bee friends.
Lauren, how can we help pollinators?
So Gigi, there's a lot of things we can do to help pollinators. The most important one is to plant more native plants. So not all the flowers we plant in our gardens are things that are native to the area. And if a plant's not native, the pollinators may not recognize it as a good source of food, or it may not be a good source of food for them, and then they won't visit it and they won't make more plants. So some of our pollinator friends, our insect friends, they use the leaves that fall in the fall as their shelter over winter. So if we clean up all the leaves in our yard, they may not have a nice place to live. So it's good to leave some of those leaves, maybe one section of your yard for them to live. They also, some of the bees, they lay their eggs in the hollow stems of flowers at the end of the season. And some of them dig holes in the ground, so they need bare dirt to be able to build a home. So it's important that we create habitat, a place for them to live. So if we have a nice place for our pollinator friends to live, then they'll be happy. So just like any animal, they need food, shelter, and water.
This is their cactus, and the cactus grow flowers. Do pollinators pollinating those cactus flowers?
They do. So in the desert, we have different kind of plants than we have here in North Carolina, but the flowers need pollinators in the desert too. So there are a lot of similar pollinators that live in the desert that pollinate the flowers there, just like we have them pollinating things here.
Thank you for telling about pollinators.
You're very welcome, Gigi. Thanks for coming to the North Carolina Botanical Garden to learn about pollinators. I hope you come back and visit more. All right, so kids, I would love it if you would all come to the North Carolina Botanical Garden to learn more about pollinators. We've got lots of information here, and we have classes and workshops and summer camp where you can learn more about pollinators. I've got to head outside right now to check on some pollinators, but hopefully I'll see you at the garden soon.
And what is the Kidzu doing for the community and pollinators?
So Kidzu has a beautiful outdoor garden space called the front yard. We have all kinds of native plants in this space for pollinators. All right. So
What are these flowers for?
So we have some flowers over here. And look, we have some signs around the garden too that show what kinds of pollinators the garden is good for. So it's great for bees, birds, and butterflies. And in the spring and summer especially, you can even search around the garden to try to find those different bugs.
Sounds interesting. Where is your bee?
Do you see? Oh, look! Yeah, there is a bee right here.
Oh, and another one over there.
Uh-huh. You can see the pollinators in action right now.
I've seen these bees. I saw these bees.
You did.
Thank you guys for watching my video. Plant native plants in your garden.